All right, we are back for another Friday financial wrap up with Mr. Michael Zuber. How are you, Michael?
Oh man, I'm doing awesome. I look forward to these conversations each and every week. It allows me to look back at it at a week and really pull out what was most important. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, this is great. This is for April the 5th, Friday, April the 5th, 2024. We're recording this on Thursday. There's an important piece of data we'll talk about that comes out on Friday morning. We'll talk about that state of the very end. A lot going on this week. So let's talk about mortgage rates ripping higher. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it was really wild because again, we got some numbers last week, PCE on Thursday. They were kind of, they were better than expected on a lot of fronts. And then the bond market and stock market were closed Friday for Good Friday. Obviously, Easter was Sunday. At least I woke up Monday morning thinking we were going to have kind of a ho hum morning when I looked at rates.
Yep.
And man, they moved up like 15 basis points on Monday, another 7 on Tuesday. And the reason the 10-year is important, if you guys don't know, is the mortgage rates are influenced by the 10-year note. And what was important to watch is that the mortgage rates went from sub 7 last week to 7.1 this week. And that's important because if you're following what I'm talking about, it really is 7 bad, 6 good. And again, simply said, below 7% marginal demand appears, above 7% marginal demand is constrained. So we are now over 7. I am on record with saying I hope we stay above 7.
Yep.
I think if we get too far below 7, bad things could happen. Um, I I got to tell you, I did not expect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I did not expect mortgage rates to be over 7%, given that they weren't last week, but they are. They're about 7.1 as of this recording.
Yeah, and it's wild because again, the PCE number last week, it came in as expected,
Yep.
and then rates started to come down. Then Monday we wake up, they're bubbling back up above 7.
Yeah, they ripped.
And so stay to the very end because I've got some questions for Michael. Stay to the very end. We're going to continue with the show notes. Let's talk about Fed speak. What is Fed speak? What happened this week?
Yeah, so there we have lots of Fed presidents, and now that they're out of their blackout period, they're all talking. And I can remember 3 Fed speeches this week that were interesting. And we'll start with Jerome Powell, the Fed president, right, the chairman. He basically said, "Hey, we're in no rush. We need more data. We're data dependent." And what I took from that conversation was no May rate cut. So if you think you're getting a rate cut May 1st, you're solely disappointed. I actually took from that conversation with Jerome Powell, he's like, no June rate cut. So that means the first rate cut based on the words coming from Jerome Powell is July. And July is really important because if they don't cut in July, I don't think they cut till December. Otherwise, they will be seen as being political and influencing the election. So that's Jerome Powell. Then we had Loretta Mester. She basically came out and said 3 rate cuts are still her base case, although not May. Okay, shocking, not May. And then we had Bostic. He came out and said, I only want one rate cut, probably in Q4. So again, December. So again, all the Fed presidents, you're starting to figure out who's hawkish, who's dovish. But at the end of this week, no May rate cut was kind of my answer. And right now, I'm thinking no June rate cut as well. So lot of Fed speak this week.
Interesting. And again, you you've been saying it for a long time.
July, yeah,
Higher
or
or
longer. Yeah,
longer. So here
yeah.
we are. And we're
Here we
above
are.
7
We
as you
are.
wished for. So very interesting. We're going to tie it all together, stay to the very end. Let's talk about jobs. I know jobs is such a big component right now, right? Seems like maybe inflation is under control and some would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Some would say.
Jobs, JOLTS report, ADP report. What is it? What happened?
Yeah. So each month, we get 3 jobs numbers. We've already got 2 of them with the big one coming tomorrow. So the first number to come out is the JOLTS report. Essentially, for me, that's job openings. We peaked at well over 10 million job openings. People that were switching jobs were getting 12% raises to switch jobs. And that was when, unemployment was at 3.4%. Things were going crazy. We were worried about wage spiral inflation. That's now at 8.6 million. So it's definitely come off the boil a lot. So the JOLTS report was kind of as expected. Then there was the ADP report. ADP report is private payrolls. Again, we are still adding jobs, so the economy is still growing. Last month was revised higher, which is interesting because I think we had 8 or 9 months in a row where jobs were revised lower. This one was revised higher, which was a nice change because they were off so much in the past. But again, nothing crazy. Now the number tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. I think the expectation is 200,000. Let's remind people last month was wild. Last month, I also think expectations were 200,000. They came in at 275, which was a blowout number. However, if you just scratch that number a little bit, you would have realized it was an atrocious number. All part-time, didn't grow full-time. It was actually an ugly number, although it appeared good. So we got to be careful. We got to really look at tomorrow's number with, we got to get below the surface, really figure out what's made it up. Is it service? Is it high paid? Is the economy still growing? So, and the reasons jobs are important is thus far, the jobs market, whether we like it or not, is the thing keeping us out of a recession, right? A lot of the indicators have said we are in recession, not the job market. And I think the big number to watch tomorrow might be the unemployment rate, because last month it jumped from 3.7 to 3.9. It doesn't usually move that much in a month. Expectation, at least last that I saw it, is for it to come back into 3.8. So we shall see. If it pops to 4 or something like that, we could be having a problem. So job number on Friday is important.
Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go back to, so again, the jobs number. So last month, when that number came out, what happened to 30-year mortgage? I feel like it moved, right?
So I believe, as I recall, rates ripped early, like the knee-jerk reaction, because these numbers come out at 5:30 a.m. Pacific. The market doesn't open till whatever, 9:30. I think rates popped early, but by the end of the day, they settled and came in because the 275 number, the big beat, was actually a pretty ferocious number and showed more signs of stress than anything.
Very interesting. So here's a pointed question. Are we in a recession?
I don't see how. I mean, not no. I mean, so let me step back. Q1, which we just finished, not going to be recessionary.
Okay.
Q2, which we're 4 days into Q2, too early to tell. But Q1 will not be negative. Q1 will not be negative.
Interesting. And then why do you think, again, 10-year treasury, the whole kind of the in 30-year mortgage bouncing back up above 7? There's the explanation, or what are people saying in the media? Why did
there's only two explanations. One, and this is the one I hope it is.
Okay.
The market is starting to understand what Jerome Powell means higher for longer.
Okay.
You and I have been talking a long time about the market is cut, early. Maybe the market is finally figuring out no cuts till July. Maybe the market is pricing in 2 cuts instead of 3. Maybe. So all of those, I think, feel likely. But I remember thinking about lunchtime Monday when the 10-year note ripped and gold ripped higher. I was like, I remember thinking, I think I was having lunch with Olivia, and I remember saying, is something breaking?
Yep.
Because when you watch the market as much as I do for 30 years, you're rarely surprised. And Friday's move in the 10-year note surprised me.
Yep.
Like flat out surprised me. I was like, I remember looking at it Friday morning before I started my daily financial news going, I got to refresh my browser because something's wrong. I think the browser cached an old number or something. I mean, it was so shocking. A 14 basis point move before the market opened was like, I was checking news. I was like, what happened? What broke? And I couldn't find anything. So I'm hoping it's the first, but I still have this lingering fear that something in the financial underpinnings is breaking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's all be cautious. Let's all be diligent in our operations and moving forward. I think too that there's nothing like having our ear to the ground and being with you, and daily financial news, what we're doing here on a weekly basis. In the end, whether it's up or down or moving sideways, there's always a lot of opportunity. And speaking of opportunity, Vegas, we're doing the
Yeah.
show, Buying Vegas. Talk about that and then talk about the meetup. I'm super pumped for this next couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, folks, if you guys don't know, I hope people really realize this. Buying Vegas may show Olivia and I, but we're just the talent. This guy right here, Ty's the producer. It was his idea. Um, he's actually taken the time. He got up at 4 a.m. like on Wednesday to kind of look at the content. For episode one, we've produced roughly 90 minutes of content. And let's be honest, I was perfectly fine with just loading the full 90 minutes. That would have been a huge or gargantuan mistake. What Ty has done for us already is he's put together the outline for 2 full episodes inside that 90 minutes. He's put together half of episode number 3. We already have the content to complete episode number 3. And then we can start working on episode number 4. Buying Vegas, the impact it eventually has is because of Ty, not because of me. I'm like, record, publish. People should know that by now. I don't edit my videos. It's like, no. But Ty gets up at 4 a.m. He spends 8 hours on whatever day that was, trying to produce the best thing for all of you. So that's Buying Vegas. The other thing that Ty does is he's like, we need to do a meetup. I'm like, sure, anytime. But he goes out to his community, secures a spot in Vegas, and 6 p.m., I think on the 17th of April,
Yep.
we're going to go meet and greet. We're going to talk buy box. We're going to meet Olivia, and she's going to come, and Ty. And if you want to be a part of it, he's giving you an opportunity to be a part of a series that talks about buy and hold real estate, not being sexy, but learning the market, getting wealthy is. This is all Ty. So Buying Vegas is all Ty.
It's definitely a we thing. And I want to say that I'm super excited to be a part of it. And, Michael's the one writes the checks for all the
Yeah,
camera
I'm paying
and
for
editors.
it. Paying for it.
And not only that, but also I want to say for the audience how excited I am for this, to share this with the community, with the One Rental at a Time community. Specifically, why is because Michael is going to show you behind the curtain. It actually is a very intimate, not really a flashy MTV crib style, but
No.
more so just like, what does it look like at home? Michael and Olivia, coffee table conversations at the kitchen table, on the whiteboard, in his home office, how he produces the daily financial news, his workouts, the dogs, all of it. So it's really,
A little
I
behind
think
the
it's,
scene. Yeah.
oh, it's so much there. And I think it's so good in that, and I want to share with the audience why it's exciting is because he's showing you behind the scenes of what it really looks like in doing the work and what it takes to get there, to get one rental at a time, get to 2 or 3 or 4. For a lot of you, that's all you need.
That's enough. Yeah.
That's all you need. And so we are going to be filming Wednesday, the 17th on location in Las Vegas. We're going to be doing a live meetup. Everybody's invited. Wednesday, the 17th in Las Vegas. It'll be Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. We're doing it at a Stewart title. We'll actually, I think in the show notes, we can publish the location. Is that okay?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's Wednesday, the 17th, 2024. And just in about a week and a half, we're going to be there. So Michael is going to present. We're going to talk about buy box. And not only that, but we're going to give all of you there, for locals, for agents, for realtors, wholesalers. If you have any interest in, number one, being a part of the show, we would love that. Also, he's looking to buy deals. So he's looking to collaborate. Michael, tell us about buying deals from agents, realtors, wholesalers. Are you willing to pay them a fair fee?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not only willing to pay fair fees, I'm willing to pay bonuses, right? You bring me a seller finance deal, I'll pay a 1% bonus. Again, this is about showing the power of social media I hope, let me be honest, I hope the deals that Olivia and I do come from this community so that we can prove building a community is valuable. And I will absolutely pay up to get those things done.
I love it. So Wednesday the 17th, basically in a week and a half, 2024, Las Vegas. We are going to be there. It's at Stewart Title. We'll put the location in the show notes. If nothing else, come do some deals with us. Number
Yeah.
one, come do some deals with Michael, help, in terms of this whole venture. But if nothing else, come and be a part of the show because we will be filming for
Yeah.
the show on location. Michael, any parting words?
No, at the end of the day, if you have my book and you want an autograph, bring it. We're happy to sign it. If you want a real treat, get Olivia to sign it. Not many people have Olivia and I signing it. So that would be a special gift if you happen to do that. Take some pictures, tag us on Instagram. All good.
I love it. Can't wait, folks. We'll see you. We're going to do, obviously, we'll continue to do the Friday show. Michael, thank you for all that you do.
Take care.
Bye-bye.